I disagree with some of the figures that the senator has used. I don't think this is a bill that enables everyone, because by taking a 4-cent sales tax off of groceries and taking away a federal tax deduction, everyone is not benefited, and I'm sure you recognize that. It's a nice thing to say, and it's what the proponents of the bill are saying. I believe this is different. I believe this is an issue that could have been dealt with under your guidance, as you're guiding it now, in all of those years where we had unprecedented growth in the education budget. When people came to you and people talked about phasing it out, 1 cent at a time, absorbing it as we went along, that could have been a major hit. You know, all we're bringing in now, according to the fiscal office, is about $320 million from the 4-cent sales tax. And you know, really, I do not know if they've even differentiated edibles from non-edibles. I just don't know. It might have been $320 million from all grocery sales. Nobody's ever shown me those figures. If you know that, I'd appreciate it when your turn to talk comes. But still, even if it is $320 million.
You permit me to respond now?
Answer that question?
It's food, yes, just the answer.
Just food, okay, thank you. I wasn't sure of that. I've never seen anything. I appreciate you telling me that.
That's right, food is defined by the U.S. Agriculture Department.
I guess that's the same standards they use for food stamps, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then, you know, I'm glad to know that. We're still talking about $320 million when the education budget was growing by billions. If the education budget, Senator, as you've said at the microphone time and time again, has grown over $2 billion in 3 and 4 years. I mean, that's when we could have phased this out without punishing any segment of our society. And that's what I have a problem with. What this looks like to me, Senator Sanders, is a shift of the burden of taxation from one group of constituents to another group of the constituents. I just don't believe that's the fair way to do it. I think
we take sales tax off food, every single person has to eat. So
Senator, I'm not denying that. But when we take away the federal tax deduction and make us pay taxes on taxes, that money we never saw, that we had to give the federal government, money that was deducted from our checks, that was given to the federal government to run all those great programs that poor people are given and allowed to subsist on. Let me finish now.
Poor people now. We're talking about middle class, middle income.
Senator, according to your own statistics, if you are a single male with standard deductions making $50,000, you're going to lose $1. I mean, we're not talking about rich people. You know, it's interesting, in everything I've seen you and Chairman Knight say, we're talking about making the rich people pay more and letting the poor people pay less. And it's not that way at all. You know, the figures that the Department of Revenue have, you know, you can look at a $40,000 income and see where you're losing money on this. And that's not rich. And if you're talking about children in a family with a mother and father working like so many people do, so many people have 2 income earners. You're talking about those people filing with deductions, and you're talking about folks losing money in a hurry. You know, if you spend $100 on groceries, it's costing you $4 a week. And I would have supported any effort you made when the budget was growing by leaps and bounds to do away with this unfair tax. To do away with, there were even proposals that never passed the legislature because certain powerful interests didn't want them to. They wanted to eat up all the growth, and you assisted in that, Senator. And you were not trying to take this burden away out of growth, out of the budget. You want to take it away by shifting the burden of taxation onto somebody else, and I'm not going to be in favor of that. I just don't feel like I'm representing the people that live in my district when I say, we're going to let you save 4 cents on $100, on $1 when you buy groceries, but at the same time, we're going to make you pay taxes on the federal withholding that's taken right out of your check. And that's the problem I have with this. And I know it's a basic ideological difference. And I know that your heart is into this and you're sincere about this. And I know you disagree with what I'm saying. But I'm telling you what I truly believe also. And I truly believe that this would not be beneficial to the people I represent in the main. Sure, there'll be some folks that'd be beneficial, but the majority of the people I represent would lose money on this deal.
Just one little point to that. Senator Dixon, do you know that Alabama is just one of 3 states in the entire United States that allow you to to deduct all your federal taxes from the state taxes?
Yes, I know that, and I think that, and that doesn't make me feel bad.
Wait a minute,
I'm glad.
Let me ask you this. Do you know that the effective tax rate in Alabama, if you make $1 million, is less than if you make $500,000? And then
No, Senator, I don't know that because I don't make $1 million.
Wait,
It might be coming as a surprise to you, but I don't even make $500,000 a year.
and then even that one is the effective rate. If you make $500,000 is less, is more than if you make $100,000. That's what this taking taxes off of taxes does. What it does is make the person who make $1 million pay less of a rate. Now, not less taxes, but less of a rate. Something has to be wrong with that, isn't there?
No, Senator, there's nothing wrong with being happy that you're not taxed. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with being one of 3 states that allows you to, can I finish, please?
Yes, but do you think that the average person who is being taxed at a higher rate than somebody with $1 million, do you think that's right?
Well, you know how that's arranged, don't you? In the legal profession, they have tax specialists that figure all that stuff out. I mean, I don't ever have to worry about that because I don't make $1 million. I'm not a wealthy man myself. I'm just sort of upper middle class, and I worked all my life to get there. And I'm proud that I can deduct my federal taxes. I'm proud that Alabama is one of the states that taxes the lower levels. And I think that that's one of the things that endears Alabama to people. You know, you can't embarrass me by saying we're not taxing people enough and that we have to tax as much as other states do. I don't feel that way. I think the people I represent are glad about that. I don't hear any clamor for us to raise taxes on the people that I represent. And I just don't feel bad about it, Senator.
Would the gentleman yield for?
Sure. I'm strong in my position. I can take anything you throw.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Dixon, one of the things I think that you're overlooking is that the majority of Alabamians don't get to take the federal deduction. But all Alabamians consume food.
Senator, that's not true.
Hold on.
If you're paying taxes,
Hold on.
you get to take the federal deduction.
No, that is not true. That is incorrect. And what you're not thinking about are the 600,000 seniors in this state that don't file. And you're denying them a tax break by your
Why
action.
don't they file?
They don't have to file. They don't make the minimum limits.
They do it, all right.
And you're talking about hundreds of thousands of children that would get a tax break as well. Because you see,
I'm
this
just as
tax
concerned-
break, hold on, this tax break is good for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not one time out of the year when some rich person gets to take the deduction. Now, let me tell you something. Alabama is out of line, and we're wrong with our tax code in so many ways. This is an opportunity to correct that. We should remove the tax on food, and for you to be standing up there, and I know you believe it, I'm not demagoguing that at all, but for you to stand up there and to defend the rich at the cost of the seniors and the children in this state is wrong, Senator Dixon, in my opinion.
That's not accurate. That's the way you're talking, what you do. That's the way
There is no other way to
You don't
do it.
have to be rich to make $50,000 a year, and you're losing money on this proposal.
Well, let me tell you
And
something.
I'm proud that the people
Senior-
I represent make $50,000.
Well, I'm proud they are too, but I'm also proud that the seniors in your district, if they knew this, would be calling and demanding you to sit down and vote for this deal.